Hi, I'm Autumn. My dog Chloe and I are nomads. We travel, build stuff, and talk all about nomadic living. Sometimes we're deep and poetic, other times we're silly. Sometimes we share practical and pragmatic tips, and we always share the incredible blessing of Mother Nature's beauty. In our last video, we took you with us as we stealth camped around the Puget Sound and Olympic Peninsula for a month. Stay tuned. In this video, we say goodbye to Washington and explore the Oregon coast. Be sure to watch till the end of the video where we have several exciting announcements, some seriously good news to share. Be sure to subscribe. This time in Washington was only a month ago, and it already feels like a dream. Like, was it even real? Out there in the distance, the glistening year-round snow-capped Mount Baker and Mount Rainier tower gracefully over the Puget Sound. And here, we already saw signs of fall, just weeks after the summer solstice. I had three top moments in Washington and Oregon. The first was a man known as the Dog Father from the dog park way the heck up in Coupeville, Washington, the best dog park I've ever seen. Well, when I got there was to the park by name. He spoke to them, and the dogs just obeyed his command with a smile. This man was the dog whisperer, if there ever was one. And I asked him, I said, do people call you the dog whisperer? And he says, they call me the Dog Father. To look identical to Marlon Brando from the original Godfather film. His dog. My second favorite, all my money and my ID. They were all in my wallet. I'm like, how am I gonna get money out of my bank without an ID? How the heck am I gonna get back to Arizona without my wallet? I'm really glad I didn't have to cross that bridge because of these wonderful angels at a dog store in Port Townsend. I live in Washington now because I can't go back to Arizona. I had accidentally took my wallet out of my pocket while using the restroom at a store called Pet Town in Port Townsend. In a twist of irony, I took my wallet out of my pocket so that it wouldn't fall out. This action was an aim to prevent a lost wallet. However, I placed the wallet on the windows the next day. These folks were so kind and went above and beyond to make sure I recovered my wallet with ease. My third favorite experience was actually right tip-top part of Northern Oregon, and I've taken her in irresponsibly ridiculous off-roading places. Where did I actually end up finally getting stuck in Little Red? In a parking lot. Wheels after we were on the beach for several hours. I didn't realize how deep it was, and I got stuck. And as I was looking around my car trying to figure out how to dig myself out, a grandpa and a grandma who had the most adorable, like, I don't know, 9-10-year-old kiddos with them, they said, hey, we've got some shovels. Do you need some help? And with these toy sand shovels, these kiddos dug my tires out. And then the grandpa and the two kiddos pushed my car out of the sand. You guys, they were my saviors that day. They were my angels who got me out. And I want to tell you, my favorite part of that experience was seeing these two children radiate joy when I let them know how much they helped me. I will tell you what, there is a darkness out in the world, but it has always overcome it and made sure that it got back to me, and then refused to take a thank you. I wanted to compensate them. I'm like, thank you, and they refused, because it's just with joy on these kids' face from helping another human. That wallet and getting stuck. But misfortune quickly turned into my highlights through the beauty of the human spirit. And all three of these favorite experiences, some of the most beautiful lands I've ever seen, and the gloriousness of all of this beauty could have been, and marveled at it every day. The utmost beauty of my time in the Pacific Northwest was the sense of community I felt. Even for fleeting moments with people I will like Arizona, and it feels so good to know I'm returning to the place I call home. This beach was my last stop in Washington before crossing over the waters where the Columbia River meets the sea. I'll miss you, Washington.
This is the beach where Chloe and I spent hours before I got stuck. Chloe loves the ocean. Mother Nature sprinkles stars and flowers over everything. I had never explored this northern part of the Oregon coast before, and if I wasn't so tired from 2 months on the road, I would have spent more time here. I only spent 4 days in total making my way down Oregon's coast. I'll return again when the coast itself will be my destination. Chloe makes friends everywhere, and as a result, I do. Traveling nurse from the Midwest making his way around the Pacific. The most beautiful scenery I've ever seen. What was this melancholy? I asked family and friends who have visited the coast if they felt it too. They're hated anyway.
I knew this trip was something special. I knew that it kind of marked the end of an era in my life. Not only did it mark what I knew to be the end, I really have been tired. I've really been wanting more stability of a decade. You guys, I turned 40 in 2 months. I cannot imagine a more perfect final autumn. Are you having a midlife crisis? To which I responded, maybe. Or would it be more appropriate to say a midlife adventure? I'm like, does a midlife crisis?
A subtle reminder of impermanence? Somehow, nostalgia lingers in the...
So this was where life can take you when you surrender to plans that are outside of your control to a degree. I mean, I could have chose to roast in the car, but it would have posed a significant following where life took me that was healthy and sustainable.
This Oregon coast wasn't in the plans. That's because my original plans this summer involved Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota, Minnesota, and possibly even Michigan. But I was humbled. 16 months into car life, yet I wasn't prepared for the heat of my second summer.
Yep. Got a little pause on me.
This year, climate guided every aspect of where I went. For 2 months, I basically became a slave to climate. I embraced it because I had to, and why not embrace the blessing of this kind of beauty? And I realized I don't want to be at the whim of so many things beyond my control. I elected to embark on a car life adventure to have more control over my life, not less. And although I made the most of it this time around, I realized I needed to make some immediate changes. By the way, this is Thor's Well. I was so tired I nearly drove past this iconic spot, but I decided to stop, and I'm glad I did.
Call. I'm overlooking the ocean behind me. I'm tired. I'll be really honest. I'm tired. I'm going on about 4 to 5 weeks of stealth camping. And although I'm getting the hang of it, it's a tiring way to do this lifestyle, and it's not a way I would do this lifestyle if we're good.
You guys, Chloe is so adorable. Start singing, she makes this face. Are my Chloe, my only Chloe, and I love you so very.
I've never really been a napping person, but I started to join Chloe on her nap vistas.
Chloe. Really relaxing. My Chloe girl.
Just wants to play. Saw a dog, but it's not a dog park and I cannot let Chloe off leash.
When I passed through this Jurassic redwood forest grove, and I didn't even have the energy to be angry that I couldn't take the hiking trails because they wouldn't allow Chloe, I knew I needed to up my pace and get back home to Arizona. This is usually the type of thing that would have riled me up, but I just accepted it peacefully, and I kept on driving. I realized I was too tired for my own personality. I wonder why this particular tree was covered with moss when the other ones weren't.
Set up here to clean the car. Got the master and commander down here. Chloe sheds a lot for a short-haired dog. That's why I shake out my blankets and her bed like every day.
This was my last view of the coast before zooming down the 101 to the 5. I went from San Francisco to the San Francisco Peaks. It felt so good to be back home again. But not before I recharged with copious amounts of coffee and hit 125 degrees across the Mojave Desert. In 2.5 months, I drove 5,000 miles. For the first 3,800 miles, I moseyed my way around the West. I completed the final 1,200 miles in less than 30 hours. That includes sleep time. But even back home, things didn't go to plan. I was initially thrilled to set up this boho hobo glamping spot, and I thought I'd hang out here and even host some friends. Well, I'd like to tell you I used this spot for more than one day, and I'd like to tell you that I didn't chase 2 of the tents down the road in my pajamas and sandals, tents that were unexpectedly uprooted in a massive rogue gust of wind. I'd like to tell you that I rejuvenated and my dog didn't stress out from the heat. I'd like to share that my first week back was all peaceful and I was floating around on an ethereal car life cloud. But this was not so.
I'm sorry it's so hot, Chloe. It's too hot. It's too hot. Yeah, I know. Here, let's get this right on you. Think you feel that? Is that cooling you down?
My first week back was the most stressful week I felt in a long time. The heat felt smothering. I was tired of being in the heat in the car, so I surrendered. I am blessed my family took me in and I spent time in a lovely air-conditioned home where I worked without profuse sweating or passing out from heat stroke.
Hi.
This is what it's like to try to take selfies with Chloe.
You silly crazy girl.
One perk of the heat is that it makes the lake feel so much more refreshing. Here, Chloe experienced her first boat ride, and she loved it.
I am quite tired. I barely slept last night. I was a little worried about going to Phoenix because it is 115 degrees today, I think. I'm nervous about what the ophthalmologist is gonna say. I just want Chloe to be happy. I want her to not have pain, not have higher health risks, and I want her to be happy. So whatever's gonna bring that about is the most important thing. But it's hard. It's hard to think about this. Everything I've read says it's harder for the humans. You guys, I got the best news about Chloe. I got my girl in to the top doggy ophthalmologist that I could find. We went to Eye Care for Animals in Scottsdale, and I gotta tell you guys, I recommend these folks. If you have a dog or a cat with an eye issue, go there. Chloe is not gonna need to get her eye removed. Come here, you know I'm talking about you, huh? You know, I'm realistic. I know glaucoma can get worse and stuff, but it does seem that her treatment is working out fantastically. When she was in Washington, her eye was not doing well. It was extremely swollen and bleeding, and the vet gave her some medication in the interim. So the drops are working that we've been doing. We also got other good news that I didn't think we were gonna get, which is the ophthalmologist was able to basically assess her vision in her previously injured eye. And what I was told when I adopted Chloe is that she was blind in that eye. And the ophthalmologist did this thing with these instruments, and the news was Chloe's not blind in her injured eye, previously injured eye. I'm just so happy. I'm so relieved. I'm excited about my eventual upgrade. I have already almost bought 2 vans, and I got them both inspected pre-sale, and both of them were not suggested to buy by the mechanic. So that's a good thing to do, is to do a pre-sale inspection. And I realized that I needed to up my budget. I didn't particularly want to spend a pretty penny, but I do want an upgrade, and I want something comfortable enough. So Chloe and I are looking, we're exploring. I'm still patient with it. I'm patient enough to not rush into a decision that isn't the right decision. But at the same time, I am eager. Come here, baby. Come here, Chloe. Show him your beautiful non-red and swollen eye. Oh, it still looks red, but that's better than it has been. And by the way, we got an upgrade.
Thanks for watching. Tune in for our big upgrade reveal. I can't wait to show you, and I can't wait to move into it. If you haven't already, like, comment, turn on that notification bell, and subscribe.